All right, so we are looking at line plots, and we are working on number 4. So it says Nicole records the distance she walked each day while recovering from an injury. So first thing we're going to look at is the distance walked, okay? And it's going to be in miles. And so each X represents the amount of time she walked that many miles. So one day she walked 1/8 of a mile. Another day she walked 2/8. But you can see there's 3 X's over 3/8. So she walked 3/8 of a mile 3 different days, and so on. So the first question says, how many days did Nicole walk while recovering from her injury? How many days did she walk? We are looking at how many total days are listed there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so she walked a total of 13 days. So the answer is going to be D. All right, that's part A. Part B is a little bit trickier. It's asking us how many total miles she walked on the day she walked 5/8 of a mile. Okay, so we see that she walked 5/8 of a mile on 3 different days. So what we have to do is we have to multiply 5/8 by 3. Okay, when you're multiplying fractions, you're going to take 5/8, and then any whole number is over 1. So if we're doing 5/8 times 3, we're going to do times 3 over 1. And with multiplication, we're super lucky because we just go straight across. So we're going to do 5 times 3, which is 15, and then 8 times 1, which is 8. Okay. Now, if you were in class on Friday, we talked about how this is an improper fraction. And it's improper because we have a greater number on top than we do at the bottom. You can't have 15 out of 8, right? There's only 8. So we need to turn this back into a mixed number. And the way that we do that is we are going to divide. So we're going to do 15 divided by 8. Okay. So 8 goes into 15 only one time. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 times 8, which is 8. And then 15 minus 8, which is 7. Okay. Now, when we divide and we get our remainder, we're going to use this top number is going to be our whole number. So we have 1 whole. And then this bottom number is going to be our numerator. And then we always keep the denominator the same. Okay, so our answer is going to be 1 7/8. Oops. So we're at C. Okay, so she walked 1 7/8 of a mile when she walked 5/8 of a mile. Okay, alrighty. Part C, that's the trickier one. So it's asking us, what is the total distance that she walked in all? So what we have to do is we have to add all of these together. But we also have to multiply, because remember, if we have 3/8 3 times, we have to multiply 3/8 times 3. So we have to do that for all of these. So we're going to go ahead and move this over here. So we have 1/8. Let me just write it here, and then I'll 2/8 plus 3/8. I'm running out of room here. All right. So alrighty. So I've written down now all of the numbers that we have to add together. And then as you can see, the times that we walked that more than once, I've multiplied, okay? So I know that, for example, 3/8, I have to do 3 times, right? So now that we have all those written down, we can go ahead and do the multiplication first. And again, with multiplication, you're really just multiplying straight across. So you would do 3 over 8 times 3 over 1, which is just 9 over 8. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that, 9 over 8. And then here we have, this is going to be over 1, so we have 4 times 2 over 8 times 1, which is 8 over 8. And you could write that as 1 if you wanted. It doesn't matter either way. We're still going to get the same answer. So here we're going to have 5 times 3, which is 15 over 8. Okay, and then all of the rest of these we're going to bring down. So we'll go ahead and bring our 1/8 plus 2/8. And then we're going to bring our 7/8 down. Now with this 1, you could bring it down as 8/8 because it's the same thing, but I'm just going to bring it down as 1 because that's how I roll. Okay, so from this point, when we're adding fractions, all we have to do is add the numerator. That's the top number, and then the denominator stays the same. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take out all our whole numbers. So we're going to take this, this 1 and this 1. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put them over here. So we know we have 2 hanging out here, right? So we don't have to worry about this one or this one. So we're going to add 1, 2, 9, 8, 15, 7, and 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 9 is 12, plus 8 is 20, 35, 42, 45. Okay, we have 45 over 8. So remember, when we have an improper fraction, how we did up here, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to do 45 divided by 8. So 8 goes into 45 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. And then our remainder is 5. So our whole number is 5. Our numerator is 5, and our denominator always stays the same. Now, the thing that you have to be super careful about is don't forget about these other 2 that you had. You had 2 wholes already, so we need to make sure to add those together. So we're going to add 5 plus 2, which is 7, and then we still have 5/8. So, in all of her walking after her surgery, she walked D, 7 5/8 of a mile. I think she's probably going to recover quite nicely. So I hope this helped. I'm excited to work with you on